Maybe first of all I would say lack of that political will.
There was no political will to continue.
Not that there was no political will. We bow to external forces, their advices. And if you really look at the situation today, you find out that all they are persistent, they have been insisting that Ajaokuta State Company be scrapped.
Now, some people say that it's just mismanagement. In the case of Delta Steel, some people say that it's mismanagement and then they were not able to get the raw materials that they needed directly. For instance, iron ore from Itakwe there was no real road to Itakwe from Delta Steel Company, and that they still had to be importing scrap to make the billets.
Yes, because they took the backward integration model instead of the Tonkin program that was advocated by the builders. But all things being equal, we can still remedy the situation by way of ensuring that the primary plant is functional, even at least at 20% of installed capacity. There are countries, there are nations without the natural resources, mineral resources, yet they are bold enough to invest in this sector, not with lip service.
Do you think it should be privatized? Some people have advocated for the privatization.
At present, I wouldn't advocate for that.
You think it should be government owned?
Why? Yes. No, because it is an integrated plant. Whatever you needed there is provided there. What we need at the moment, urgent need at the moment, is to rehabilitate some vital plants and units so that at least they can work. Even at 10%, look, they are idle at the moment. And you know the implication, corrosion. It's just like you park your vehicle for 1 year. Even if you cover it, you allow the tires to be there. You are bound to change the tires. And there are some nuts that will be stiff. You are bound to remove those ones. That is exactly what is happening in Ajaokuta right way.
Okay, well, what do you think about what the president said last week? Because he said that there's this minerals and metals development roadmap, which the government has approved, and then they are set to produce 3 million tons of locally produced liquid steel by the end of the year.
Yeah. What maybe, actually, it's not with Ajaokuta, but probably they are depending with the private investors.
Yes, that was what it launched last week.
If they can, that is just on private, but I'm talking about Ajaokuta.
Yeah, but how do you see this contributing to improving our steel sector?
Oh, it's a great way. It's a great way. If they can also encourage the private investor in Nigeria, that is a great way. Now, what are the other team again, actually, maybe through this medium, advise the federal government is to set up a special presidential task force on skill, or maybe on methodological development, but I want to narrow it to skill. Just as we have a special presidential task force on power reform, they are actually to steer this nation steer the nation to steel freedom. This freedom where we can actually produce steel on our own. They need to, this body will need to embrace all relevant stakeholders, such as the professional bodies, the academians, even the top officials of Ajaokuta, the presidency, the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, Ministry of Finance, the journalists, and also the legal practitioner. They will come together.
Okay.
Look at the issues I said, the 3 C's, you mentioned it. And then
what does, pardon me to butt in, what does professional bodies such as yours, do they come up with recommendations for the steel industry, and what becomes of these recommendations? Do they listen to them? Because now that you talked about people politicizing it, doesn't it water down all the intellectual content?
Yeah. In some cases, it does not reach the target the personnel or the people that are really that should take
the government.
Yes.
Is it because they don't channel it properly?
No. I didn't want to dabble into other issues. Now, for instance, if you have a minister that is not a professional in that field, and you are appointing there, what that minister does is to look for those people that will promote his agenda at the end of the day. But a professional, even if you are not knowledgeable in that field, what you really need to do, if you are really patriotic enough, you get the relevant people.
Yeah, but when the professionals in those associations see all of this going on, don't they see it as a duty or a professional duty?
We cry out. We cry out. We present position papers. But it gets nowhere.
Do you hold conferences?
Because yes, we have conferences. We have public lectures, distinguished lectures, summits, some occasions. But it may get to the level of the minister, and it's not there. And that is why I'm advocating for that special task force.
So will the task force bypass the minister?
No, it will be under the auspices of the presidency.
Oh.
Directly.
Okay.
I want to quickly go back to the ownership issue. Why would you say that government should be the one to own it, considering the two companies we have, steel companies we have, which have been in the ownership of government?
There is no nation
they haven't done well.
Who actually, in its early stage of industrialization, has given that sector to private hands.
Aren't the private hands doing better?
No nation. It is only when you have the base. Let me tell you, as soon as Ajakuta is on street tomorrow, a lot of investors, within and outside, all will be lying down and begging for a place to at least set up their own.
What about DSC? We'll have the same thing.
DSC. No, DSC, the problem with DSC is that the Nigerian National Iron Oil Mining Company in Takwe is presently not functional. They are to produce the super concentrated material that is concentrate for data stay. But there are other aspects, the rolling mills, which can also be functional if they want to.
So does it then? Okay.
Yeah. Because the appearance or the initiation of data stay also was a kind of plot to take us away from Ajakuta. When that contract was signed with Russians, and these people now came up with beautiful proposals and say we can set up the data stay. I don't know. Yeah. You don't went.
So we should have read between the lines.
Exactly.
So that means that this suggests that there's some sort of international conspiracy against.
That is it. You are hitting them on the head. Yes. Until there is that political will, until that patriotism from everyone.
What specifically, apart from setting up that presidential task force which you talked about?
We should justify all what the World Banks, because the main group, World Banks, International Monetary Fund, because they are the watchdog of other nations. Even the last publication, I think on Guardian Tuesday, can't remember, it's in February, so January.
What did he say?
It said Nigeria will be taking a high risk if they want to continue with the Ajakuta State Company. Now what we should do is there is a need to act rightly. I want to quote them. Close Ajakuta.
Do you agree with that?
Definitely not.
Okay, then Professor, David Esezobor is a professor of extractive metallurgy.